Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This is a really exciting time for the game for some people. Now, I have learned over the years that people perceive content to be too easy. The biggest complaint during the Gwenpool Goes to the Movies, for those of you that remember that years ago, and I am so old that now when I reference things, there are some people in the comments that say, can somebody explain this, what Prof talks about in several of his videos? I don't know what this is. Well, basically imagine the hardest difficulty of a side quest being with about 4,000 overall PI. And back then it was still at least 12, 13,000 for the highest. Obviously now it's triple that. And so you could bring in your rank 5 stars and auto fight. Heck, I knew some people that brought in their rank 5 4 stars and auto fought it. And it was relaxing and important for the game community because we had phones that literally were going to be on fire. And we were having people bring in tablets that openly the creators of the phone, aka the cell phone companies like Verizon, T-Mobile, etc., were saying, hey, delete this app from your phone if you want your phone to live, because your phone is literally destroying itself because this app is destroying your phone. Talk about a nightmare for Kabam, where their game was literally killing devices and even tablets. So, fast forward to now, we have 8.3, and they have done a really good job of doing it to make it less paths. And, like, this is the reward for people who've spent all the money. Because if you've got a roster like I do, and look, it's about to get a lot harder because, shout out the percentage that the Children and Fools currently is out on my account, which is 69. Look, the last path hasn't been attempted yet for good reason. It's always the toughest. But so far, what I can say is when you have a deep roster and when you have spent the money I've spent, and it, yes, is because of my YouTube channel, largely. I spent less than $500 on this game the first 2 years. Now, given there were a lot less opportunities to spend too. And since then, I've spent well over $20,000. But my YouTube channel has made more than $20,000. So, I've basically, at worst, broken even for playing a game that cost everybody else, if they were doing the same thing, $20,000. So, it's like a company car, you know? Don't brag about driving a company car when your company's paying for it and compare it to somebody who's buying a new car and paying every penny of that loan or even for cash out of their own pocket. It would be tone deaf and quite frankly insensitive to compare my ability to get new champions and have a growing roster. And yes, people say, but Prof, you do so much work. This isn't work. This is fun. This is what I do as a hobby for myself so that I can connect with people outside of this small Oklahoma town, and so I can do something creative because they say teachers, those who can do, those who can't teach. And every day that I upload content and then I teach my students how to create content, I'm doing both. And so I'm also like calming those demons in my head that say, hey, you're a professor because you couldn't make it. No, I'm a professor because I love helping people fall in love with storytelling, especially digital storytelling, and also telling stories every day on this channel. It's sort of like an open platform for me to tell stories, including your stories when you submit crystal openings or send over even forum post disagreements and or help tickets. So, yes, the rewards could still be better. And yes, there were some people who thought, for whatever reason, that this would be the place in Chapter 3 that we saw maybe a sign of some 7-star 6-stone crystals, maybe a sign for a 7-star awakening gem crystal. But I remind you all that that is way too early for a number of reasons, but one of which, normally Kabam every many years, not even few years, many years, comes out with special content that's job is to introduce into the economy of the game 6 stones and awakening gems. They did this with Labyrinth of Legends, which was the only place for a long time that you could get a 5-star generic awakening gem. And then, what do you know? The Abyss of Legends was the only place for a long time that you could get a 6-star generic awakening gem. And so I have no doubt that if Kabam is smart, and maybe that's an if, they will develop the next version of the Abyss of Legends the next year, where there will be a 7-star Awakening Gem Crystal that you get for completing what will be called the easy path. And then when you explore all the paths, you get a generic. Will it be as valuable and sought after as the 5 and 6 star were? I don't think so, but who knows? We also know that Kabam has invented a 7 star selector for this competition that they're hosting, and so we know that that's possible, at least to someone right now. So there you go, YouTube. I'm happy with 8.3. We'll see if I regret this video once the boss hits, but overall, if you've got a diverse roster, it's kind of easy and fun, and easy and fun is definitely my speed.